You're 22 and you're sitting in your own car outside your mom's house because inside there's a quote-unquote family meeting. And a family meeting is what your family calls it when they want money and don't want to say the word. On the passenger seat is a cheap spiral notebook, not homework, a ledger. Every just this once, every I'll pay you back, every loan that walked out the door and never came home. You started keeping it the month your account crossed 7 figures and you didn't know why. Now you do. It's the only thing in this car that's telling you the truth. Because here's the paradox nobody warns the first millionaire about. The day your number crossed 1 million, you didn't gain a family, you gained a customer base. You became the most hated, generous person these people know. The guy who has it and won't share it. Even though you've already shared more than any of them ever will. You learned that tonight, in a driveway, holding a notebook. But to understand how the golden child became the villain, you have to rewind to the day the money actually landed. Level 1, the number. Rewind 18 months. You're 22, and one plain Tuesday, the number in your account rose past $1 million for the first time in your bloodline's entire history. Nobody in your family has ever done this. Not a grandparent, not a great uncle, nobody. And here's the part that'll mess with your head. That doesn't make you special, it makes you normal. In 2025 alone, America minted about 441,000 brand new millionaires, more than 1,000 a day, and there are over 23 million of them walking around right now. Almost 9 out of 10 didn't inherit a dime, and 8 out of 10 came from families sitting at or below middle income, exactly like yours. You're not a unicorn, you're the American default, just early. But you don't feel rich, you feel watched. Because money doesn't come with a manual, it comes with a spotlight. And the first thing that spotlight does is change how everybody looks at you. You haven't spent a cent yet, and Cody, your cousin, the one who used to borrow your bike and bring it back with a flat every time, is already texting, "Yo, we should link up soon." The audition just started, and you never signed up to be judged. The number went up by 1 comma, and every relationship you have quietly went up for review. Level 2, the honeymoon. You're 22 and a couple months in, and this is the good level, the warm one, which is exactly why it's the one that gets you. Being able to fix things is the best feeling money buys. You pay off your mom's car and watch her cry in a parking lot. You cover the roof that's been leaking since you were a kid. You grab the whole tab at the family cookout and wave it off like it's nothing. And for one night, you're the hero of a story your family's been losing for 3 generations. That feeling, being the one who can finally make it okay, is a drug, and you're holding the whole supply. So you do it again and again. And here's the quiet trap folded inside all that love. The thing that blows everybody away today becomes the thing they expect tomorrow. Pay for dinner once and you're a legend. Pay for it twice and you're just the guy who pays for dinner. Miss the third one and suddenly you're acting different. Your cousin Cody catches the same wave and rides it way harder, flying the whole crew to Miami, popping bottles, Venmo open like a public fountain, and everybody loves Cody. And you start to notice a rule nobody says out loud. Generosity has gravity, and the second you start feeding it, it only ever gets hungrier. Level 3, the temptation. You're 22 and half a year in, and the ads stop being cookouts and start being invoices. It's never give me money. It's softer than that. It's Uncle Dale and his ground floor opportunity. A business that just needs a small investment, family rate, can't lose. It's a second cousin's GoFundMe you got tagged in without being asked. It's just a loan, I'll get you back by the first, from people whose first never comes. Each one is small. Stacked up, it's a whole second paycheck walking out of your house every month to go live in other people's lives. And this is the level that decides everything, because this is where you either build a door or become one. So you do the unsexy thing, you make a rule, and you write it in that notebook. Gift what you can afford to lose, never lend what you need back. And when the answer is no, you say the actual word, out loud, and you let it be ugly for a second. Because here's the math nobody at the cookout wants to hear. 70% of families that come into money lose all of it by the second generation, and 90% lose it by the third. You are the second generation. You're not being greedy, you're the dam. And a dam that says yes to every crack is just a slower flood. Cody doesn't build the door. Cody is the door. and the whole family's walking through him. Level 4, the big ask. You're inquisitive when the small asks graduate into the big one, the one with the meeting attached. Uncle Dale's opportunity needs a real number now, 5 figures, or your name on a loan as a cosigner, which is just the money except you also keep all the risk. And when you don't jump, the tone flips overnight. You go from our success story to he thinks he's better than us in about a weekend. The guilt campaign kicks off. You forgot where you came from. Family is family. Must be nice. And the people who never once called you when you had nothing are suddenly experts on everything you owe. Here's the myth you have to kill to survive this level. The idea that no is a betrayal. It isn't. Just watch what happens to the ones who can't say it. Nearly a third of big lottery winners, regular people handed generational money overnight, end up bankrupt. And the number one reason isn't yachts. It's family and friends. The slow bleed of 1,000 small yeses that nobody had the spine to refuse. Saying no didn't make you cold. Saying no is the only reason there's still something left to ask for. So you hold the line, and it costs you. The group chat goes quiet the second you walk in, and you feel every degree of it. You write the date in the notebook, and you keep it. Level 5, the storm. You're 22 when the storm you've been feeling finally lands, and it doesn't come as a bill. It comes as silence. Half the family stops inviting you. Uncle Dale tells anybody who'll listen that you left them all to drown. It's lonely at the top, and nobody warned you that the elevation is mostly made of people who quietly step back. And right in the middle of it, for a second, it really looks like you played the whole thing wrong. Because look at Cody. Cody never says no. Cody's the favorite, the good one, the family's golden boy. And standing next to him, you feel like the villain in your own life. Worth it, you think, watching him get loved. Then his money runs out. And when Cody's faucet finally sputters, you get a front row seat to the fastest disappearing act you've ever seen. The Miami crew, gone. The people who called him a king, gone. He gave every dollar away to be loved and kept an exact zero, because the crowd never loved Cody. It loved the water, and a faucet doesn't get a funeral. It gets replaced. Money is the number one thing families fight about, but it's almost never really about the money. It's about what the money was quietly buying. Cody just found out he'd been buying a crowd this whole time. He's the 90% now, right on schedule. And that notebook you got mocked for keeping is the only reason your name isn't sitting in the statistic right next to his. Level 6, what it actually cost. You're 22, back in the driveway, notebook in your lap, and now you know exactly what this meeting is, and exactly what it isn't. It isn't a family that hates you. It's a room that got used to a faucet and panicked the day it learned the faucet has a hand on the valve. And here's the reckoning, cold as Mr. Pete gets it. You didn't lose your family by getting rich. You just found out which parts were family and which parts were plumbing. And those are two very different bills. Because look at what's actually still standing. You never went broke buying love like Cody did. You did the good that stays. Your mom's house is paid off. In her name, done. There's a college account with your little sister Emma's name on it that nobody in that house even knows exists, because Emma is the one person who never once asked you for a thing. That's the tell. The ones who love you don't show up with an invoice. So here's the whole thing, cold. Being the first millionaire in your family isn't a trophy, it's a test. And the test is free to run and brutal to grade. The moment your number goes up, everyone around you gets quietly resorted into the people who love you and the people who love it. Give money to be loved and you go broke and unloved, both, like Cody. Give on purpose to the ones who never build you. Keep a wall around the rest and you keep the only two things that were ever really yours, your money and the short list of people who'd sit in this car with you for free. You close the notebook, you leave it on the seat, then you get out and you walk into that house as the first millionaire your family ever made, and the first one who gets to decide what that actually costs.